Hey guys, Joe here from Foolproof Hunter. I'm here today at the house. We're getting packed up, getting ready to go. We're going to London, England for a 7 or 8 day trip. Ocean Springs, Mississippi High School is one of the few schools that got chosen to perform in the New Year's Day parade in London. We're getting packed up. We're going to head over to the airport and we're going to do a little bourbon hunting while we're over there and see what London has to offer. See you guys in a bit. Hey guys, thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Back in the office/studio, and what an amazing trip, amazing experience. I'm gonna sit here and have a little pour of this Jack Daniel's Sweet and Smoky that I picked up at the airport in Heathrow in London. That short will be coming out soon on this, but airport exclusive too, by the way. So 7 days and 9.5 hour flight out of New Orleans, straight shot. By the way, always recommend, right? For those of you that travel, know what I'm talking about. So I want to start off by saying I never thought that London would be, London was never high on my list of places to visit. We went mainly because my stepdaughter was performing for the Ocean Springs High School marching band in the London New Year's Day parade. They got the offer to go and accepted. We turned it into like a little family trip. So we did a lot of the things that the band did. We went to a lot of the sites. We went to Windsor Palace. Of course, we went to Parliament, the Eye, a lot of cool old sites to see there. You don't realize how old some of these places are. You always hear in history books and in movies, you know, this place was built in 1776 or 1300s or 1200s, but when you're literally standing there in a castle and you see the dates of when the bricks were first laid for the original castle and it says 1377 there at Windsor, you really get a sense of time. You start counting, you know, that's 100, 200, 300. It really gives you a sense of time that you can't get from just reading it in a book or seeing it in a movie or something like that. So anyways, London was never high on my list of places to visit. I'm glad that I went. It was an amazing experience. It's a great old city, lots of things to do there. You could probably go there 3, 4, or 5 times and still never see everything. Lots of great restaurants. The people there were very friendly, from the taxi drivers to the tour guides we had, to the bar patrons, to the bartenders, the waitresses and waiters, people just on the street, people at the grocery stores. It didn't really matter. I don't believe we ran into anyone who was rude or anything like that. So it was actually a really great experience, talking to just people who lived there and people that worked there, people that were from different countries. There's a lot of travelers there from other countries, which was really cool. So the food was, for some people it was very, it was bland, but I had really great experiences with everything. You can see in the video there, I had a burger at one place, was amazing burger. We had fish and chips, which for those of you who don't know, that's just fried fish and French fries. Back here, we had that multiple times, and everywhere we had it was really great. Some people complained they didn't put enough salt on the French fries or the chips, but that's kind of a personal preference thing, right? I always felt that the food was at least what I was expecting or better, right? So as far as the bourbon over there, the bourbon scene over there at most places was either non-existent, or they might have a couple bottles. You might go into a restaurant or a bar and they might have a Knob Creek, they might have a Michter's Rye, just basic things, right? But then they had actual whiskey bars and places that catered to whiskey patrons. Those places definitely had a much bigger selection of bourbons and things of that and whiskeys of that nature. Most of what they consume over there, of course, is Scotch, right? Scotch and wine and things of that nature. Now at the actual liquor stores or shops, most of them did have a fairly good selection of bourbons. I was really surprised. The other thing I was surprised with was the prices. The prices over there were not horrible. Even for things like Shanks and Bomburgers wasn't too expensive. There was a Michter's Toasted in one of the videos there that I shot that I actually went back to get, that the store was closed the day I went, so I wasn't able to get that. It was 109 pounds, which on that day would have equated to about $137, which here I wasn't able to acquire one in 2024. So I was really surprised. Eagle Rare, they had there for 41 pounds, which, after you adjust for the exchange rate would of course be higher, but I was really surprised. They had Blanton sitting on the shelf, so I was really surprised with the prices. The prices were very reasonable, I thought. Even in a bar or a restaurant, when you would get a pour and they actually had bourbon or something like that, I was really impressed with the prices of things over there. It didn't seem to be outrageously expensive, which was really cool. The underground transportation system we got to use, which they call the Tube, which is like their version of the subway over there. Incidentally enough, if you don't know, what they call a subway is an underground walkway. So if you go looking for a subway over there, you will only find something that goes down and is just a place to walk to get to another location. Their underground transportation system is called the Tube. They use these little credit card looking things, or they call them Oyster cards. You scan in, you go, and it's a very intricate system. It's like tunnels built on top of tunnels, 3 or 4 tunnel systems with different main lines, and they all kind of connect, and you kind of have to figure all that out, which was very interesting. And by like the 5th or 6th day, my wife had it pretty down pat, right? I did it a little bit, but for the most part, if I was striking out on my own to go explore London, which I got to do on 2 different occasions, which is where most of this footage came from, I would just take a taxi. I would just take a cab. I would just get a cab from the hotel and just say, hey, drop me off here, and then I would just spend the rest of the day walking. One of the interesting things was I was talking to one of the shopkeepers there, and so that's another thing, is all the stores that I went to, that I was actually able to navigate to, every one of them were very friendly, pretty knowledgeable to very knowledgeable. Every one of them didn't mind if I filmed. Most of them just didn't want to get people's faces in it or their staff's faces. They didn't want to be on camera. They didn't mind if I filmed the prices. They didn't mind if I filmed the entire store, whenever where I wanted to go. So that was really cool. There was never a, no, don't film here or anything like that. That was really, really cool. So one of the stores that I went into, and I had conversations with most of the store keeps at all of the locations, and one of them was telling me about their pricing structure, and it was one of the stores that had the Pappies and things like that just sitting on the shelf, the George T. Staggs and the Handies and things like that just sitting on the shelf. They will market the price where they feel, of course, they get their markup. Things that are really secondary, like those B-Tax and things like that, they put a secondary price on. But what they do is, even on their lower allocated bottles, let's say like a Weller 12 or a Four Roses LE, when they get down to the last bottle or two, once they know they can acquire the next case or the next bottles from their distributor, whatever they know they can acquire those bottles for, that's the price they set for the ones that they have remaining in stock. That way they clear out the ones they have, and the ones coming in, it's just a nice little transition there, which I thought was really cool. One of the other cool things was most of the places I went, I don't know if this was across the board or not. I didn't pay enough attention on a regular basis or not to know, but a couple times I did pay attention where if it said on the retail sticker, Weller 12 was 114 pounds. That's what you paid, was 114 pounds. There was no additional tax applied or anything like that. They basically, that's the out the door price. And I think that was the case at most places, if not all places, where if you saw a price for something, that was the price you paid, except for the exchange rate, of course. And I think the day I was there, the exchange rate was like 24%. So whatever you were purchasing, you just had to multiply it times like 1.24 to know roughly what the exchange rate dollar value was going to be. So beautiful, beautiful city. A lot of history. It's old. It's an old city. There are a lot of new modern buildings there, of course, but there are a lot of old buildings there as well. It was very cold there. I don't believe any day it got out of the 40 degrees for the high. It was overcast every day. There was a storm coming in, so the day of the New Year's Day, the day of the parade, was the one day it rained. It rained pretty much for like 6, 7, 8 hours, from about 6 in the morning to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, which really sucked because that's when the kids and the other people were performing during the parade, and of course all the the crowds that came out to see it. But other than that, it was blue sky, sunshine that one day after the storm came through. But other than that, yeah, so it was very cold. The winds were always blowing somewhere between 15 and 25 miles an hour, sometimes gusting up into the 30s and 40s at times. So I suggest if you go over there during that time of the year, end of December, and then January and all that, I would definitely bundle up, right? Multiple layers. We had these little electronic hand warmers that went in our pockets, which came in clutch multiple times. So yeah, again, great trip, great experience. Definitely would go back if I had the opportunity. It's not like a tropical vacation, but if you're wanting to go to somewhere where there's a lot of history and a lot of things to see as far as historical places and things of that nature, then it's definitely a place to go visit. Oh, that's still good. So here is what I walked away with. Again, I went back on one of the last days, the day before we flew out, to buy the bottle of Michter's Toasted. And of course that store was closed. Go to the next door. There was a bottle of Jack Daniels that was finished in a maple barrel, which I thought was very interesting, which and that store was closed as well. But after I got back to the plane and I was looking it up, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because that bottle didn't receive the greatest reviews, right? But what I did acquire that day was I went back to one particular store and got this Weller 12 year. Now, I've been looking for a Weller 12 for a long time, a Weller foolproof as well. But what makes this one different and unique is this one is one of the European only release for the French market. So the box is in French. The clerk told me that this one is basically from the Olympics that just took place in Paris. But I have seen these go back even 3, 4, 5 years. So I'm not sure if that's true or not. But still, either way, it is a French or European release of the Weller 12. The only other difference being the juice is the exact same as any Weller 12 you get over here. The only other difference being that the bottle size is a 700 milliliter versus the 750 milliliter. I'm glad I got it. I can't wait to open it up and review it. And so we'll be reviewing that one shortly. Now, in the airport, I didn't have a whole lot of time to film or to even browse. We got there a little late, and then we sat down to try to get something to eat, and it took a while. Although the food at the airport was amazing, it was very, very good. It just took a while for us to get in there and to get situated. But I was able to run over to one duty-free shop. Great little whiskey. It was like Whiskey of the World, I think is what it was called. It's in the video. So of course I was scanning the shelves really quick and trying to film. But I did walk away with this Jack Daniels Sweet and Smoky. I've already had some of it. That's what I've been sipping on today. Really good whiskey, coming in at 107 proof. Smooth, doesn't drink at its proof. Definitely has some sweetness there. Of course, all the normal, bourbon whiskey characteristics you'd expect, the oakiness and the caramels and brown sugars and all that. So it's a great little bottle for about $23. The only thing being with this bottle is it's 500 milliliters. So the last bottle that I got at the airport there in Heathrow was one of these Jack Daniel's single barrel, basically Bourbon 100 proof traveler editions. This is in a 750 milliliter bottle, so this is a normal size bottle. This retailed for about 45 pounds. So you do the math on that. I'm really excited to try this. It also is an airport international exclusive, whatever you want to call it, international travel exclusive. So I'm really interested to put that up against the single barrel proofs, the single barrel select, and some of the other 100 proof option, ball and bond options that I have around here. So again, just to recap, great trip. Definitely glad I went. Awesome experience. Once in a lifetime probably opportunity to go and to do what I did there. And so if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button, drop me a comment down below. What was your favorite part of the trip? Have you ever been to London? Have you ever been to any of these shops? I did watch a few YouTubers before I went over there. Yeah, so where have you been that has an amazing bourbon selection that's outside the United States? That would be interesting to find out. So again, I appreciate all the subscribers in 2024. This has been a great hobby. I'd like to continue this through 2025 and see where it goes. We're constantly inching our way towards 1,000 subscribers, which would be amazing to get the channel monetized, just to kind of see what options I can put into the resources of it. But as of right now, just being into this, 7, 8, 9 months, it's been an amazing ride, and I appreciate everyone that's already subscribed and commented. Some of you are very active in the comment section, which I really appreciate. It's really awesome to see the comments come in. Until the next video, cheers guys.